Hello everyone and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is another Hollow Knight Sculpture Showcase video. Thank you all for watching. Tonight's Sculpture Showcase is going to be based on a boss that is most definitely, I would have to say, one of the more popular bosses in the entire game. Eventually, when you go through the depths of Hollownest, eventually you get into a place called the Mantis Village. And the whole time you're in there, you eventually receive a charm called the Mantis Claw, where it allows you to actually cling onto walls and jump twice. And eventually, you find a switch. You flick that switch, and then you end up in an arena where you then can initiate the fight for this boss. And this boss is known as the Mantis Lords. Mantis Lords, they are badass, I'll tell you. These are some fighter female bugs that you do not want to mess with. Look at these, man. These characters are so cool. There are 3 Mantis Lords in the game, and they all and one of the coolest things about this fight is that you actually have to challenge all 3 of the Mantis Lords, all 3 of the sisters. You have to challenge them yourself. When you enter the boss arena, you can either choose not to fight them, or choose to initiate the fight. Which is very rare in the game of Hollow Knight. There's only 2 other bosses where you can actually do that. And I will talk about those in another video when I do a sculpture showcase for those. But look at that. These girls are badass. They got these long spears where they use attacks where they vertically thrust down and attack their opponents. And they're very honorable, and the Mantises are actually one of the few tribes in Hollownest that have actually been able to stave off the Radiance Infection and the Void. They have yet to be influenced by either. However, one Mantis in particular, and a couple of his followers, have in fact decided to embrace the Radiance Infection, and that Mantis is the Mantis Traitor. The Traitor Lord himself. The only male of the Mantis Lords, and still a very formidable opponent. He's one of the more harder bosses in the game, and there's actually a companion that you can get in the game that actually helps you in the fight against the Traitor Lord. But as you can see the eyes, he's infected with the Radiance. And he's embraced it in order to become stronger and faster than the other bugs, and especially the other Mantises in Hollownest. Look at that, I just love the teal color. And the fact that the Traitor Lord is actually slightly bigger than the actual Mantis Lords. Which is interesting because in real life, the female Mantises are actually bigger than the males, so that's kind of a switch, kind of a role reversal, but the Traitor Lord, he has these massive scythes, and this sort of thicker body, and he moves very fast, and does dashing attacks, slashing attacks, and for a lot of people, it's a very tough fight to get through. But there you have it. We have the Mantis Lord, this is one of the 3 sisters, and the Traitor Lord, the male. Now, one of the interesting facts, actually, about the Mantis Lords is that when you go to their throne room, which is their arena, you notice that there are 3 chairs where the Mantis Lord sisters actually sit. And there's a 4th chair that is broken. And that was the chair of the Traitor Lord. For he wasn't always a traitor, but he embraced the Radiance Infection in order to become stronger, to be able to fight more formidable opponents, to actually protect Hollownest. At least that's according to some speculations by YouTubers like Mossbag. And this is just one of the coolest. I love the scythes when you come after him. And there's a couple of Mantises that you actually fight ahead of time before you actually fight the Traitor Lord, and they are the Mantises that are his followers that have also been succumbed to the Radiance Infection. Look at that. I just love the way that looks. The style of this game is just so cool. And there's also a couple of different strategies when fighting the boss. But this is one of the cooler fights. Now, when you defeat the Traitor Lord, you do get some more weapons and charms. But when you defeat the Mantis Lords, when you defeat the 3 sisters, something cool happens, something interesting happens with them. You do gain the Pride Charm, I believe it's called the Mark of Pride, which gives you some extra abilities. I can't remember them quite exactly off the top of my head. Like I said, as I'm making these characters, I'm still learning the lore of the game. There is so much to talk about with this game. And it is just, I've fallen in love with this game. It's so cool. But when you fight the Mantis Lords and you defeat them, the three sisters will then open the gates and they will bow. And all of the Mantises within the Mantis village, they will bow to you as well, and they will become passive, allowing you to pass through the Mantis village unharmed. I mean, minus a couple of other opponents that live on the outskirts of the village, but just one of the coolest designs for the bosses. Got the huge crest with the shell. These are known as shells. I know I said in previous videos that they are their skulls. They're not skulls, they're shells. And I just love the way these characters look. They're just so cool. Let me turn her body that way. There we go. So with that, that's the end of the video, and that is the Mantis Lord and the Traitor Lord from Hollow Knight. If you like videos like this, go ahead and leave a like down below. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, so you never miss the next sculpture showcase that I do. I got a lot more coming in the future, so stay tuned. Oh, and by the way, not too long ago, I actually just reached 100 subscribers. So thank you so much for all of you who've subscribed to my channel. I'm guessing that more have subscribed since then, and just every time I get a new subscriber, it just motivates me to do more awesome videos like this. So thank you very much. And with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next showcase.